Sam Raimi has never been the kind of filmmaker to stay in one lane. Even when he's making something that should be straightforward on paper, he finds a way to twist it into a roller coaster of tones, ideas, and sheer cinematic chaos. I mean, even Multiverse of Madness took me by surprise. Send Help is exactly the kind of movie of survival thriller that quickly transforms into a nasty, hilarious, and occasionally horrifying battle of wills between two people who can't stand each other. Starring Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, Send Help takes a simple premise and turns it into something far more entertaining than you'd expect. The story follows an employee and her boss who become stranded on a deserted island after a plane crash. They're the only survivors, and the movie wastes absolutely no time reminding you that surviving isn't just about finding food and water, it's about figuring out how to coexist with someone you'd rather never see again. And honestly, things go sideways pretty quickly. Raimi doesn't let this film settle into a predictable rhythm. Just when you think you know what kind of movie you're watching, it throws another curveball and another grisly complication or another moment of comedy that catches you off guard in the best way possible. At the heart of the film is the relationship between McAdams and O'Brien, and it's the engine that makes the whole thing work. They have this perfect toxic chemistry where every line feels like it could be a start of an argument or the last conversation they'll have. The dynamic is made even sharper by the way their characters contrast once they hit the island. Rachel's character Linda thrives thanks to her interest in survival training and preparation, while Dylan's character is basically going through hell from the moment the reality of the situation sets in. It's a satisfying reversal too, because the movie establishes early on that Linda is underestimated. She's the kind of person people ignore until she's the only reason they're still breathing. And McAdams plays her evolution brilliantly. She doesn't become some invincible action hero, but she does become someone who refuses to fold. She's resourceful, quietly stubborn, and gradually transforms from office punching bag to the person in control of life and death decisions. O'Brien, meanwhile, gets to tap into a very specific kind of comedic misery. His character is insufferable, and watching him slowly unravel is hilarious as you feel karma is coming back to bite him. What's great is that the film adds nuance to his character. Even when you're laughing at him, you can feel the panic underneath. He's not built for this world and he knows it. One of the biggest strengths of Send Help is how well it balances horror with comedy. There's that classic Raimi rhythm where tension builds, then explodes into something outrageous and violent, and the movie understands that laughter and fear work so well together. You can be horrified one second and laugh in the next, not because the movie undercuts itself, but because Raimi knows exactly how to balance these tones. There are some genuinely nasty sequences here, the kind that remind you this is an R-rated Raimi horror film. It's not wall-to-wall blood and gore, but when the violence hits, it lands hard. But what keeps Send Help from feeling like just two people stuck on an island together for 2 hours is the fact that the story is layered with neat twists throughout. This isn't just a movie about building a shelter and hoping a boat comes along. It plays with shifting power dynamics, moral decisions, and the way desperation changes people. There's also this creeping feeling that survival might not be the hardest part, trusting each other might be. And that's where the film gets surprisingly engaging. It's not only about physical survival, but emotional survival too. Old grudges, buried insecurities, and the resentment that comes from being trapped with someone who represents everything you hate and who you don't actually know anything about. McAdams and O'Brien sell that tension beautifully, and you buy every argument, every uneasy compromise, every moment where they're forced to work together, even though they'd rather collapse from exhaustion than admit the other person was right. Then there's the ending. Without spoiling anything, the ending is a perfect WTF moment. The kind that leaves you sitting there half laughing, half stunned. It's bold, it's twisted, and it fully commits to the kind of horror chaos that Raimi fans show up for. I'm happy to say that this film absolutely nails the ending in a very satisfying way, something that I feel can't be said for many movies in this genre. Ultimately, Send Help is exactly what you'd want from Raimi, returning to horror, mean-spirited in the fun way, packed with personality, and driven by two performances that keep it gripping even when the situation gets ridiculous. It's survival horror with bite, comedy with blood on its hands, and enough unpredictability to keep you locked in from start to finish. If you like your thrillers tense, your horror messy, and your character dynamics toxic in the most entertaining way possible, Send Help delivers. And if you're a Raimi fan, you'll definitely love this one. Send Help is in cinemas now. Have you seen it yet? And what did you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks to you as always for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit that like button. And until next time.